In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about avoidant men and why your relationship is basically doomed if he's avoidant. If you feel like your boyfriend is emotionally distant, he might have an avoidant attachment style. He might not engage when you're upset. He might retreat. You might not hear from him for a few days after an argument. The reason why your relationship is doomed if he is avoidant is because I know that you are anxiously attached. An anxiously attached woman has no business dating an avoidant man. That is because the two are wildly incompatible. The anxiously attached woman will continue to move toward the man because she's anxious, and the avoidant man will continue to move away, and this dynamic will never work. The reason I know that you're anxiously attached is because you are watching this video, which means you searched this video or you saw the title of this video, and in your anxious attachment state, you decided to watch it. I had anxious attachment, which I have since healed, so I am not judging or blaming you, but I am just saying that if you were in a relationship with an avoidant man, it is not gonna work, and you are just gonna have so much heartache, so much pain, so much emotional distress. Watch this video anyway so you can understand a little bit about where he's coming from and why this is happening. But consider that you should have a securely attached man in your life as a better compatibility partner. Avoidant attachment develops in a person in childhood most times because of inconsistent parenting. Maybe you'll hear your guy say how growing up his parents were never around. He was basically raised by his siblings. I know one guy I dated said that when he was 10, his parents just started going on vacation all the time, and his 12-year-old sister was the one taking care of him. Can you imagine living in a home where your parents aren't around at the age of 10 and you're being taken care of by your sibling? It is this inconsistent parenting, you could even call that neglectful parenting, that causes the avoidant attachment person to develop. If caregivers are emotionally distant, emotionally unavailable, a child learns that their emotional needs won't be met because literally they are not being met. And as a child, you have a higher need for your emotional needs to be met. You're being trained how things are gonna go. So if you've experienced over and over again emotional neglect as a child, you're gonna learn those needs aren't gonna be met, and you're essentially not gonna have needs or have no idea what needs feel like, have no idea how to verbalize needs when you become an adult because you weren't taken care of adequately as a child. Avoidant attachment can also develop when there's inconsistency in parenting. So maybe mom and dad are around for a month at a time, but then they're gone to Bali for another month. So inconsistent parenting in childhood, inconsistent emotional availability from your caregiver can create the avoidant attachment as well. We all know that kind of household where parents tell you to just shut up and deal with it. Your tears were seen as something bad. You were not allowed to talk about your feelings. You were told to just toughen up, to suck it up, buttercup. No one was there to tell you that your emotions are not bad. No one was there to accept your emotions when they would come up. So you learned to stuff your emotions. And as a child, if you don't have a comforting caregiver when you have emotions, you're not going to be able to develop into an adult who shares emotions with their partner. It just wasn't safe for you as a child. So you've learned that it's not safe as an adult. They might downplay their own emotions. They might struggle to have emotional conversations. You may be watching a really sad movie and feel really bad about one of the characters, and they just seem like completely emotionally shut off, completely emotionally distant. It's going to feel a little weird. You're going to pick up on this. If you're someone who has emotions and the other person that you're in a relationship with or dating is shut off emotionally, you may not realize it as them being emotionally distant because you just don't have the verbiage to put to it, but you're gonna feel like something is off, something isn't right here. Another facet of the emotionally avoidant man is a fear of dependence. They fear relying on someone else because as a child, they learned they couldn't rely on someone. If they do start to get close to you and you do start to develop this healthy emotional connection, they may distance themselves. They may sabotage the relationship. They may stop calling as much. They may stop wanting to see you as much. You may feel like this person dismisses your needs as well, because if you bring up needs that you have, this is going to force your partner to get emotional. And if them getting emotional makes them uncomfortable, there's no way that they're going to be able to handle someone else's emotions outside of themselves. So you may see that dismissal, that just get over it, that I don't know what to do, I can't help you with that, or just completely ignoring it. Avoiding conflict and avoiding having difficult conversations. I can remember in a relationship that I was in, if something would happen, I would try to have a very calm conversation with this person, and then they would make a sarcastic joke or change the subject completely. They wanted to avoid it. They didn't want to have these difficult conversations. Avoiding commitment. The avoidant person would likely avoid commitment. They may not want to become your boyfriend. They may not want to become your girlfriend. They may avoid marriage. They may not want to get married. This could be because they're avoidant. Now remember, if you're understanding that they want to avoid commitment because they're avoidant, this is not your alarm bell to say, well, now that I know there's a reason why they don't want to commit to me, I'm going to do everything I can to get them to commit to me. No, use this as a red flag that they are who they are. You really cannot change the avoidant unless they really want to change. And this is going to take a lot of work throughout likely years of different relationships. The avoidant isn't going to be able to completely heal themselves in one relationship with you. Sure, if you're married and you both are really committed, there are certain behaviors that you both can agree upon, like, hey, I'm gonna make sure that we never go to bed angry, we're gonna talk it out, things like that. But if you're just dating this person and they're telling you right off the bat that they don't wanna get married, they don't wanna be a boyfriend, they don't wanna commit to you, listen to them, don't try to change them, and accept them for the avoidant personality that they are. Hot and cold. I know a lot of you have experienced this. Sometimes they're all warm and fuzzy, texting, calling, and then the next, out of nowhere, you don't hear from them and you don't see them. That's probably because they're feeling insecure about the emotional closeness that's developed, and in an attempt to make themselves feel better, they're pulling back because they're just not comfortable with that emotional closeness that's building. The number one thing that I hope you can take from this video is that if you are anxiously attached, that means facets like feeling like your partner's gonna leave you, always needing that text back to feel good, always being in communication and contact with your partner, feeling like the smallest things mean that your partner doesn't like you anymore. If you're anxiously attached, you know it. So the number one thing I want you to take away from this video, if you are anxiously attached, my sweet, sweet dear, the avoidant man is not the partner for you. It is literally gonna take you on a roller coaster of emotions, emotional turmoil, and it's gonna be so much stress for you in your life. You deserve love, commitment, consistent emotional care, and you are not gonna get it from the avoidant. If you are interested in dating coaching with me to discuss your avoidant attachment relationship or your anxious attachment, feel free to click the link below. I do offer a free 20-minute consult call, and I am a licensed clinical therapist. Give me a like and a subscribe if you felt like this video was helpful. I will be coming out with a ton more. And if you have any topics that you'd like me to discuss as a licensed clinical therapist, I'd be happy to put them in the comments. Bye for now.